Welcome back to the Alternative Highs podcast, the number one podcast in Southwestern Ontario. That is just a fact. Quick PSA for you. 55% of you are not subscribed and you're just over here watching. Hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything and it helps me out tremendously. And with that, on with the show.
My dad's driving me to the hospital, and I don't know where he's I don't know where he's taking me, but I say that I have to stop at a set address because I owe this person money, and I got like $20 in my pocket. It's the last $20 I have, and whatever. I just made the story up. But as soon as he pulls over to the place, and he's brought me there before, it's broad daylight. So what could happen? What could be the worst that could happen? For whatever reason, I start going into the neighbor's garden, and I start stealing their decorations out of their garden, and I'm putting it into my jacket, and doing all this obscene shit. Calls the police. The police are on their way. As they're on their way, 3 or 4 more people, including my dad and my friend, all have contacted the police saying that so-and-so, it's not a violent thing, but he might need some help. So the police approach, and I'm on the ground rolling. I don't know what is going on. They make me give the stuff back. They you know what I mean? And I give the stuff back, and my dad takes off at this point. He's just stressed out. I haven't even had a talk with my dad about this yet. I just didn't know the time and place. So this is probably a pretty good time to be like, Dad, by the way, there might be some stuff that you're going to come watch this with me. Yeah. So thank you.
Just trying to build family therapy sessions.
That's what we're doing here. That is awesome. So, the cops, they get me off the property, and then they escort me down the road, and they said, okay, Michael, you're good to go. We don't want any more trouble. We don't want to waste our, there was 4 or 5 of them at the time. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Some of them with double officers. There's probably 8 cops there. Just making sure I'm okay. They weren't I remember them not being rude. And I could say that I was probably a pretty entertaining individual at that time. And they all just wanted the best. So I move up the road. It's off Sandy Street. It's like Sandy and Poplar, or Sandy and I don't know which one it is. You're coming up Sandy. It's the first one on the left right there, the first street on the left. And I remember going down and taking a left there, and all of it, I don't know what happened. And then all of a sudden I got a pitchfork, and I'm trying to stab street signs and whatnot. And I had no clue what was going on, man. It was just, I was honestly out of my mind. And the thing is, I can't even say what was going through my mind. To think at one point, and again, to go back, I chose this, right? Now I'm sitting here today telling you, I'm not choosing that. When I'm not choosing that, I would never fucking choose that. I would not choose that for anybody. I wouldn't even want that, because the events that stem from that and the harm that can go down and spider down with family members and you name it, everyone knows what can happen. Mm-hmm. We're not talking about that. We're talking about what we're talking about. Anyways, the cops come back. The cops come back again, and there's less of them, but they're a little bit more now they're getting a little bit more stern. Listen, where'd you get that from? Now you're going on people's property. There's complaints about you from different areas of time. We've already told you to get out of here. Now, if you don't get out of here this time and stay gone, we're going to have to come back and charge you for da-da-da-da. And then so they had left, and then I didn't know what I was doing, and I was off in La La Land again, and the one officer had asked me, Michael, your dad doesn't want you to go back to the house and whatnot. Are you good at the shelter? And I'd left good terms on the shelter because I already been at the shelter before. But I left because I stopped, I made a bunch of meetings at the shelter and I never followed through. So they remove you if you're not back within curfew hours. So I totally understand. So they called the shelter. I was welcome to go. And so the officers offered me a ride. And this is where it gets a little crazy. A little crazy. That's nothing. So they're driving me to the shelter, which is on Murray Street. Okay, it's called Victoria Park Place there. And they're awesome. The staff there is incredible. People there are awesome too. They're all going through their own thing. The services they have set up there are fucking excellent, to be honest with you. I can't wait to go back and give them what I got. You know what I mean? It's not the end product, but we're working on it. Yeah. So for whatever reason, we're just passing. It's like 1 in the afternoon, maybe 2. It's before 2 o'clock. Before I know it, one of the officers says, and again, this is how addiction works on my mind. Was working at the time. One of the officers says, Michael, whatever you do, stay away from the park. Stay out of the park. I was like, okay. Right. And then right away, I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to go swimming in the park. Because Taylor Park offers offered like free swimming and stuff during a certain hour, right?
Yep.
And I'm like, well, if I'm living at the shelter, I'm here, I might as well go cool off real quick because this has been a pretty exciting day.
Yep.
I'm a little worked up. I'm a little hot. I should go cool down. And obviously, I should go jump in with the no shirt that I have on anymore. I've lost that. Forgot where that went. And the jeans that I have on, and the jeans that are already too big. Oh, and they'll have a button on them. So I decide I'll go to the Taylor Park to go swimming in there. So I go swimming in there. Great, cool down there. The lifeguards were pretty good that day. Everything was all good. They let me out at the Wish Center. The cops let me out at the Wish Center. I remember like flipping up. There's a heavy, it's this bike rack, and it's like, it's got to be 3 meters long. Picking the thing up and dragging it across the parking lot and just leaving it there, just like whatever. I'm like, oh, that's where that's supposed to go. Perfect. Now I can move on with my day. Side quest, checked. Right? It's as if I'm doing something in a video game. So I go swimming. Everything's all good. Swimming place closes down. Everybody leaves. No kids in there and whatnot. Okay. Now, 3 or 4 times, I forget the officer's name, but I wish I could show him out. This guy came and checked on me multiple times. Was warning me. He's like, Michael, there's people calling in, like, you're not doing anything right now, like, but just so you know, like, it doesn't look good. Maybe you can move on. And, do you need a shirt, buddy? Like, and I was like, yeah. He's like, what size are you? And I'm a double XL right now. And I was like, oh, maybe a medium or so. And he's like, I got something that might fit you. Just wait here. He went to his house and he got me a shirt. An officer went out of it, and in the gray unis, the ones that do, I forget what they do. Critical response team. CERT team. They're always, they do nothing but help me the fuck out. So I can't knock them at all.
Yeah.
Gives me a shirt. And, I don't know what happened. Next thing you know, I'm just I don't know what I was doing. I bought brand new shoes that day. One of my shoes came off. I was hopping back and forth between the electrical over the fences. I was obviously creating a disturbance. I can totally get behind that. No problem. There's a guy in Taylor Park, which from what I hear has, issues of their own. So I'm in that area and creating a disturbance. Now, there's a shouting. I remember this shouting. I'm on the outside of the fence now. I'm on the other side of the park, right? This girl's filming. This woman was filming. I think she was filming. It looked like that, or she was on her phone. And this guy with like the sickest hair, sickest mullet. By the way, sick mullet, dude. I do remember that. He came up and he's like, sit. He tells me to sit down, right? And if you know me, and when someone's talking to me a certain type of way too, like, yeah,
no thanks.
Right. I listen to him. So obviously I'm compliant with this individual who doesn't have a uniform on. Like, why am I listening to you? Because I'm trying to handle a situation, like, talk to me, right? As an individual. They had obviously already made their decision of what was going on. But cop comes flying down the road. This guy starts yelling at the top of his lungs. I remember this. And this is where it starts to click for me. Indecent exposure. And I'm like, I have pants on. I got boxers on. And I'm topless. I'm like, last I knew about it, women could be topless in a certain area. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on that. I don't know for sure. And I'm not promoting anything either. So a decent exposure. And I was just like, what? And then this cop comes flying up, 2 officers in one vehicle. And they asked me, so-and-so, and then right away they arrest me and they put me in the back of the police car, and they haven't charged me with anything yet. Okay. They only put me in the back of the police car for my own well-being or whatever at the point in time. They talked to the complainant. They're called complainants, right? Mm-hmm. So they talked to the complainant, and then the cop comes back and he opens his door. Now, this was my first experience that I've had with the law where I wasn't, like, I remember just being like, Michael, you're being in charge with indecent act because you were masturbating in public. And I just snapped the fuck out of it. I've been to jail enough times. I don't know anybody personally on a registry or anything, but all of the stuff that goes with that, the movies that I see, the stories that I hear, the media's portrayal of things. I couldn't even imagine, to be honest with you, like, for something like that to happen to somebody. When I heard that, I instantly was like, holy fuck, I'm getting goosebumps. Yeah. So I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Because My thing is that even though life wasn't going the greatest at the time, that for me, we talk about rock bottom, like, and I'm still, like I said, like I got these goosebumps and I'm just like, there's only one way. At the time, I wasn't going to, I don't envision myself sitting here being able to explain it with you and however this plays out. But I knew right then and there that this was a very, very good opportunity to take whatever was going the fuck on and try to make it right. Whatever that, only I knew what that meant and only I know what that means really. But when I heard it, I was just like, there's no fucking way. And I remember in the back of the car, like just being like, just wrapping my head around it. I remember to myself, I knew my parents were going to be in a position. I was like, I'm not contacting them for help. I don't want any canteen. I want to go to treatment. I'm going to get myself into treatment. I'm not doing this shit anymore. I'm going to be the father I want to be to my son. And the first thing I was thinking was that my son is going to have to deal with so much fucking bullshit now that this is, because I had a feeling it was going to go public, because prior to this little incident, that was already, I didn't know at the time, but on July 27th of 2025, I got charged with 2 counts of public mischief, one over 5,000, one under 5,000 for the car and dog wash and for Lenover's meats. Now this instance on its own, I could have been charged with way fucking worse, because when I was arrested, I remember screaming at the top of my lungs, running down Park Ave, butt ass naked, looking for help for anybody to help me. And I don't even know how or why that happened yet. I don't.
Addiction.
There's so much that goes to that whole night. But from July 27th of 2025 to August 4th, I was awake the entire fucking time. So sleep deprivation will go into, and you know, comes in there too. So I'm not making, like, even talking about it, I'm it's like only a little bit of it makes sense, because some people could be like, well, how the fuck did that even happen? I've stayed up before almost 2 full weeks when I was in London. 2 weeks, and I ain't shitting you.
Yeah.
Like, so that whole bit, going back to this whole thing about this charge, which, by the way, I was charged with indecent act, okay, an indecent act and 2 counts of mischief. I refused. I didn't give a flying fuck, pardon my language. However, I was going to sit in court for 2 years for whatever, sit in jail. And they shipped me they went from Windsor, shipped up to Penetang. That's we can talk about, that's a whole nother ball game. We'll talk about that a whole nother time. I was just like, I'm not playing to it. Long story short, as far as the charges go, I do my time for the mischiefs, and the Crown agrees with me, because I'm not playing to it no matter what. They offer me all these deals. I'm like, if my lawyer is going back and forth to change a deal of a potentially explicit sexual offense that will put someone on a registry who would be considered a dangerous offender and needs to be, if you're coming into a community, I as a parent, I as a person would want to know every single fucking person on that registry within my range. And that's a whole nother thing for me now that I'm interested in and that I will be following up on. So, and I'm not throwing any shade on anybody that's out there doing it. People make mistakes and whatnot. I'm not condoning it at all either. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, that was, for me, that's good enough for me. That right there that happened to me for a reason. I was literally almost this close for fucking, like, I was never going to plea it. Maybe it goes to the court and I beat it in court. But at the end of the day, no, because the Crown says, well, you did create a disturbance. You were intoxicated. You made the decision to use drugs after you knew it was wrong, because I've been in recovery for a while, like I was saying. So a sober part of me at one point in time decided, okay, I'll smoke it. And then smoking wasn't doing enough. So then I booty bump it, right? Because there's a whole different there's different ways to get high, right? And then the booty bumps ain't working anymore, because, you know what I mean? I have to intravenously use. Now I'm injecting it again. Like, you know what I mean? And I went like, that's just not me.
Yeah.
So I plea, and I'm happy as hell when I get my call from my lawyer. And a shout out to Patricia Brown's office, my representative Amara. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to do that, but she, lovely lady.
Yeah.
When I finally got to speak with her and meet with her, like, I just felt this connection with her. She wanted me to follow up with her after, like, when I was done. So I did text her when I was in treatment. I have yet to text her and let her know I'm home from treatment, but she's been a big part of my recovery, my story. So I want to give credit where credit is due.
100%.
So I got legal aid, and for them to take that on and to be willing, because you only hear stories, right? Not a lot of people want to represent someone that does a certain thing, but at the end of the day, you choose your profession. For however, there are special circumstances, and if the Crown's willing, in my opinion, to change a charge of that nature to public intoxication, there wasn't much of evidence or much proof of it,
No,
anyways.
absolutely.
Especially when the person that has the like, there was kids around, like all the circumstances, which I do have on, and I have the paperwork of, is it's just one of those things. And the more I talk about this, the better I'm gonna feel. And it's the truth. Like
It is, and it's not even a matter of I wasn't there, but I know you.
that's scary to me. Very, very scary.
You're not that guy.
No, fuck no.
What a podcast.
This is the first of many, I'm hoping.
Yeah, I think when we wrap things up, the three of us sit and talk about something.
Yeah.
But Michael, I say we cap today's podcast because that was a
I'm
lot,
sweating.
dude. I can see you, and I don't
Crazy.
want to put you in a stroke out mode either.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'm so appreciative of you. I'm so proud of you, man. Now, I've been holding back tears to tell you how much I love you, respect you. I'm like, what you're going to do next is going to change lives for so many people. And what you just did with me for them will bring so much light to so many people because people don't have an understanding. Whether you choose or don't choose, you don't choose. It's a sickness.
Yeah.
And it's very hard for people to wrap their heads around.
It's cunning, baffling, and powerful.
Like you, I had a great experience with the guy wearing a gray suit, a CERT team. He arrested me, charged me with trafficking. And to this day, he checks in on me. He's not living in Canada anymore. And we're friends. We golf. We exchange stories, So there are good sides to the police. People just like to reflect on the bad things. So I'm really happy that you were able to talk about the good, the bad, and I'm so proud of you. I can't wait to see what your next chapter is because it's huge. You spoke so beautifully today, and you were so articulate. I can tell that you scared yourself shitless.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. Sometimes, and I'm thinking what I want to say, and I'm trying to say it appropriately, and then I'm realizing, you know what I mean. Like you have done so much and invested so much time into doing something like this, so you should be commended. You're very welcome because it not only gives people the chance to understand, it gives everybody that's involved an opportunity. And you've given yourself a huge opportunity, especially by I'm sure by inviting certain guests that I'm sure you can build off of. You know what I mean?
100%.
You've got a beautiful thing going here. I'm hoping that I'm able to, continue on with you. You've already been a huge part of getting the ball moving forward. So it helps solidify some things as far as my wants, desires go. So, bro, thank you very much. Thank you, your team. Appreciate it.
Bro, love you.
Love you too.
Daniel, let's cut that.
My dad.
Thank you for viewing, and look out for part 2 next week.